Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
Hey! Oh, so cold, so cold. Football! Woo! This is NFL Straya. I am your co-host, Jaymz Clements, a full kit wanker here in the studio. I am hotter than a lava miner's butt crack. We're cracking tins, because get fucked! We're back in the soupy, guys! Woo!
That doesn't sound like a lid that's on, Jim.
My long national nightmare is over, and so is yours, because the Pats are back. On the other side of this here screen, of course, is a man who has come back from a bathhouse mere minutes ago. Nothing sus. He is the reigning Super Bowl champion, hopefully soon to be replaced by me as the reigning Super Bowl champion. It's sometimes singing a band called The Ramshackle. He's my mate. He's your mate. It's Gaz. Gaz, what's going on?
Since we started this 5 years ago, more years than not, there's been an opportunity for one of us to be absolutely fucking insufferable. And this year it's your turn, Jim.
And I'm more unsufferable than most. So
yeah.
This is pretty good. I'll get to this all in a second. The show, we're just going to wrap up the Super Conference Championship week. Two very different games, which is very fun, very odd, and just very football, which is neat. So wrap all that up. We've got all that sort of coaching wrap-up news as well. We'll wrap up the games. We'll do some yeah-nahs. We'll give away some awards. And then we'll just do a quick soupy first blush preview of the preview. The preview proper will be next week's show. So that's the way we always do it. So anyway, I'm getting into the tins. This is going to be awesome. This is episode 160 of NFL Straya. Let's go! I've been broken. Yeah, it's really good to see that team in the Super Bowl. What is it? The guy I used to play with, that whole team. Yeah, and that other guy replaced me. Yeah, it's really great of them. Hi, I'm a really apparently salty Tom Brady, and you're listening to NFL Straya. All right, guys. Look. Two things to start off. The Tom Brady saltiness was weird. Like KB's like, what do you think about that, Tom? And he's like, yeah, it's really good that the Pats are back. And you won 6 Soupies there, Tom. Come on. Give us a little bit of something. But it is very much the vibes of like the old smoking hot wife has now been replaced by like the younger version. And you're like, yeah, I don't know. Like the divorce was amicable to a degree, but yeah, I don't like being replaced by the hotter younger version, I guess. Yeah. Right?
I like the fact that they're kind of in pain and longing for me to come back.
Yep.
Right? You don't want to feel that you're replaced.
It's like, I already have the statue outside the house. like we're all good. Anyway, and then I guess the other one, the lid. Once you make the soupy, the fucking lid's off, right? Like, it's just, you're there. Like, that's the entire reason is to get there. And now it's just one fucking game. Who gives a shit? Yeah. I will talk about this later. I don't really like our chances, but fuck it, I'm going to have fun. Who gives a shit? Because the Pats are in the Super Bowl again, Gary.
Yes, they are.
I was explaining to the eldest squid. He was born in the final Patriots Super Bowl run. He was born a month basically before they beat the Rams in that absolute shit show of a game that I have commemorated behind me, actually. 13-3, February 3rd, 2019 on that ball.
There you go.
So I was holding literally a 4-week-old squid in my arms, all dressed up in his Patriots bib, me in my Brady jersey that I've still got hanging up behind me. So, yeah, he just turned 7, so it's been 7 years. We had the Brady run that came to an end basically at the hands of Vrabel, which was amazing. Mm-hmm. And then We all witnessed up close and personal a bit of elder abuse as Belichick ran us into the fucking ground. And then Jared Mayo just coming in going, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Do you know what's going on? And no one going, Jared, you're the coach now. He's like, fuck, am I? Shit. I should do something about that. Back-to-back 4-win seasons. And boom, back in the soupy. What a turnaround. So
this whole vibe is kind of it just reminds me as a Geelong supporter in the AFL exactly what I'm feeling about Hawthorn having like one shit season and that rebuild taking like, oh, they're going to be a mess now. Everyone's old and retired. Well, you know, this is going to be great. And they're bad for like one season and then they're back. It's kind of what you guys have done where it's like, great. Okay. And what is it? So that was the 15th year that in a row that either the Patriots or Chiefs have been in the championship game.
It's crazy. It is absolutely wild. 15 straight where you can watch, there's like great graphics that come out of that as well where it's just like, well, this is where the Pats did it and they handed over the Chiefs and now the Pats are back. And you're like, that's fucking gnarly. So
it's the Simpsons meme that's going around of like when Barney gets kicked, Mo kicks out the Patriots franchise, and then it's like walks straight back in. It's the Chiefs, and then just walks straight back. Yep.
Good verbal meme. Anyway, so that was kind of neat. What a crazy pair of games that was. But before we do this sort of wraps, coaches, this is actually so we're doing this on the Monday this week because Gaz is up in Brisbane. I was in London.
I am. Hopefully this is going to be the last episode of the season that I do from a fucking hotel room. It is bright and 40 degrees out, but I didn't want to blind everyone with the blinds behind me. So anyone who's watching this is what it looks like. I'm recording this at fucking 1 a.m.
I was standing in front of the TV after the Rams Seahawks game, like just watching, like standing up watching it and just like, oh my God. Literally the fucking second that Puka doesn't go out of bounds and they're like, and they realize, oh no, he's in bounds, game's over. I'm like, cool, sweet. Last dip in the pool before we fucking drive back to Melbourne and just into absolute devil's butt crack heat. So yeah, had a good weekend down in the beach, but I'll tell you what, puckered assholes all around while we're watching that Patriots game this morning. Fucking hell. So, before we talk about those games, the coaching carousel continues unabated. Jesse Minter is the man in Baltimore now, which is pretty cool. Chargers defensive coordinator. Makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Baltimore, they don't mind a defense.
Yeah.
I don't mind sort of just rolling the dice and going, fuck it, we'll just go super young.
Yeah, why not?
The team that didn't do that is their arch rival, the Pittsburgh Steelers, who went with
my God,
old watermelon man himself, Mike McCarthy, which I loved. I love this hire because it's like, hey, how can we break the cycle where we hire a coach and then he stays there for a million fucking years because we've only hired, this is the fourth coach since 1969 that the Pittsburgh Steelers have hired.
Yeah.
He's gone in 3 years.
That's exactly it.
Absolute fucking spanner in the wrench, as they say.
So we all know that Gaz enjoys vicarious pain through a subreddit, right? Well, this one wasn't the subreddit, Jim. This was straight on the Pittsburgh Steelers Twitter X profile when they announced that coaching change, and the comments from their own fan base were just pure gold. It was just like, what the fuck? Like, because it was all when they'd reached a verbal agreement and the whole fan base was just, wait, it's verbal. There's still a chance. Let's back out. This is bullshit.
I love it.
That's good times.
That is absolutely just, it seems weird to go, you know what the Pittsburgh Steelers need is whatever the fuck Mike McCarthy is doing, because there's a dude who hasn't won a Soupy in 16 years, hasn't like made a title game, done anything in a fucking million years, and uses like these weirdly outdated concepts and shit. You're like, oh, but he'll bring stability. Like he brought all that stability to fucking Dallas. What are we doing here? This is just weird. But he's from Pittsburgh, Gaz. It's got to be fine. Right. He gets the Yinzer spirit. I don't fucking give a shit. Like, what are we doing? That's chaos.
Apparently, as annoying as his stupid, dumb face is, apparently he's always been really well liked by the players. I'm not sure that he was well liked by Aaron Rodgers, but that's the other narrative, right? It's like, oh, well, it's definitely not going to hurt their chances of Aaron coming back. I'm like, I don't know, man. Kind of the end games, the end times, and Green Bay didn't seem real chirpy.
Yeah.
So yeah, and another year of mediocrity, which they've had after losing the last 7 playoff games in a row. Like, this is more Band-Aid shit. Yep. It's like Pete Carroll and Gino going to Vegas to, try and plug holes rather than the full rebuild.
And it's weird that
it's got to be part of why Tomlin left. It's got to be part of why Tomlin left.
Exactly.
Right? Because he goes, I'm never going to be down low enough to go and hire, to draft my next Ben Roethlisberger. So I'm just going to be fucking floating around the middle of the tank like that, unflushable turd.
I mean, it's just weird because they had, prior to this, rolled the dice with someone young and just who they fucking liked. And this time it's just, it feels much more just like they're going, oh, well, the thing that all the other shit teams do, we'll do that. It's like, that's not what you're meant to do, you idiots. Anyway, no. I think, I think there's still some vacancies, right? No, Vegas still don't have a coach. Cleveland, Arizona, and obviously Buffalo. And so,
Eagles. Yeah.
And we've got this point of all right, let's see what happens here. I think what we've just seen with Vrabes of just going, look, if your coach is decent, there's they raise your floor dramatically, right? Mm-hmm. And if you've got the QB or the defense or one of those sort of things that you can sort of at least hang your hat on, the ceiling sort of goes with them as well. And hopefully you sort of get to this pointy bit. And the McCarthy thing just leaves me just going, what the fuck? The Minter thing I don't mind for the Ravens because it's hey, I've been in charge of really good defenses. We could do that again here in Baltimore and kick some fucking ass and take some names. I don't mind that. The McCarthy thing just leaves me fucking confused. What I do love...
Because what's he built? What has he built?
Exactly.
Is what I would say. You had a Hall of Fame quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. And then what? You end up at, the team was around you. Jerry was not afraid to spend money back in those days. And so the team was there. So, and even then, you're getting a lot out of the offenses, but mediocre everywhere else.
It's bizarre. Yeah. I don't like it, obviously. Don't know if I've yelled enough about how much I don't like it, but good on him. Yeah. But he's from Pittsburgh. Some interesting OC, DC stuff. Mike McDaniel goes to the Chargers as the offensive coordinator, which I love because how many words do you think Jim Harbaugh is just going to, spend talking at Mike McDaniel? And then when Mike McDaniel talks back to Jim Harbaugh, Jim's just going to be I don't know what the fuck this guy's on about. There's going to be some strange disconnect between those two dudes just as human beings. But the common love language will clearly just be football. And if you love football, Jim Harbaugh loves you, right? He loves football guys. That's what he's all about. So I kind of love it. Just pair him with Juzzy Herbs. He gets a year.
The weird McDaniel, Juzzy Herbs, kind of getting that creative vibe with him is going to be pretty awesome. As long as they focus on draft, get
him an
fixing that offensive line when Alton and Slater come back. I
think they'll be fine next year. Anyway, Jonathan Gannon goes from Arizona, their head coach, back to. He goes to Green Bay as their defensive coordinator, which is pretty funny because their defensive coordinator obviously is now in charge in Miami, Jeff Hafley. That's pretty funny. So enjoy that, Packers fans. My favorite though is Eric Bieniemy is back in KC as the OC. He was in college and then he ended up as the running backs coach in Chicago, I think this year. And KC are well, that used to work. We'll just get him back.
Yep. Yeah. Sure. But now it's still there's all of the talk about Philly because Philly's OC spot is still available.
Yep.
And they're just watching all of these picks. They had been talk about where Dayball's going to go and McDaniel and some of these players, some of these people have even gone, oh, we'll take an OC role. But if one of these head coach comes through, I'm probably out the door.
Yep.
All real some interesting moves there.
There's a couple of other ones as well. I think
what's his name? Slurrick. What's his? Someone else went. It's not on your list, Jim.
Darnold Wilson went to the Giants as their defensive coordinator with Jim Harbaugh. There was, I think, was it the Bucks? Got the Jags OC or the Jags DC is going to Arizona. He's at least, I don't know, interviewing in Arizona. So, yeah, there's a few bits and bobs going on and flying around.
Yeah. Slowick got promoted to the Dolphins.
Yep.
OC as well. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's like it's a weird sort of year for it because Sean McDermott's now sitting there as well, out of Buffalo, and as we talked about last week, it's like one of these really shit teams. Like just fucking grab him because go like, hey, Sean, do the thing you did just with Buffalo, make us good. Make us good and make us feel something. Come on. That's it. I don't think there's not a giant amount of other news really. Like everything was geared towards these two title games, and it's like fucking a bunch of coaching news, and that's literally kind of it. So
kind of it.
I think we should.
Everyone else is on a beach in Mexico, mate.
So I think we should talk about these games in the game wraps. Oh my God, the New England Patriots 10. Denver 7. First time the Pats have ever won a playoff game in Denver, Gaz. There's one thing I didn't really hit on last week. There's like a couple of shit games there that are fucking burned into my brain that just sucked. Was it mid-thousands and then... early on. And then it was the 90s and then there was a Payton game as well, which fucking sucks. So... Thing is, it also made the Pats the first team ever to go 9-0 on the road in a season.
There you go.
Which is pretty good. Huh. But the big story of this game was obviously
Stiddy. The big story of this game, I'm going to jump in here, Jib, was how fucking painful this game was to watch.
So that's it. Like you've got Stiddy.
Oh my God.
And then the weather. And so this made this wildly fucking painful. It was a grind starting off. And it was all my fears realised. Right, they're just getting after Drake May. Will Campbell doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Like trying to chip block dudes who already passed him and shit like that. You're like, what the fuck is happening here? Their defense was running rampant. And then, this has been a really strange ride this year for the Pats. You're sort of watching them and you're like, you've learned not to panic. The second half, they make adjustments, they figure some shit out, and then it's sort of... They've done that amazingly well all season, right? And I'm like, so I'm not panicking, but I'm like, oh, this is not a great fucking start. I didn't send out any panic texts. I sent out one going, geez, it's really good that we're playing like dog shit to start off. That was the only text I sent to mates of mine, and it was...
I didn't message you. until the one where you called me an arsehole, but we'll get to that bit.
But the first two possessions, and you're like, we might be all right here. That was a bit fucking ugly from the Pats because Stiddy had like a very brief 3-and-out to kick off the game. And you're like, here we go. And then their defense looked fucking, again, pack of Velociraptor kind of vibes. And I'm like, what happened to the fucking team that gave up 30 points could have given up like 44 points to Buffalo last week? Why the fuck can't we move the ball? Drake May was just a little bit all over the fucking shop. And then boom. Stiddy on that third fucking possession, that third sequence, hits the Mims catch and then the fucking touchdown, and you're like, oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. But, again, not panicking. You're sort of like, something will happen. We'll be fine. We'll basically just sort of force our way into this game some way, shape, or form. And that's kind of what happened. Like after they declined kicking a field goal and they throw the fourth down pass, which looked like an interception, but they did the smart thing, the Pats, and it was actually an incomplete. So they didn't lose yardage while intercepting the ball. And so that, instead of being down 0-10, they're still down 0-7. And you're like, hey, this isn't bad. We're still down 7-0 after, this is the second quarter. Then we have another pretty fucking shit sequence, and I'm like, I don't like this at all. And then came the one thing we're like, aha, that's the one turnover thing that we need. And that was the backwards pass, which should have been a touchdown straight away anyway, but they blew it fucking dead for some reason. And I sort of alluded to like what the callers in this game were Romo and Nance. They had Gene Steratore. And none of them knew what the fuck was going on in that play, Gaz. It's like, that's pretty clearly a forward pass. It's like, nope, that's backwards. So Gene, I think, gave two conflicting reports on what should have happened. I'm like, Gene, just say that the refs are always right. Like, stop fucking pretending, you dickhead. Romo's like, cool, I'm fucking great at all this. I've called all this. And then he's completely missed the fucking call. It gets blind dead. Luckily, Drake May fucking runs it in from, 10 yards out. He, at this point, has had more yards on the ground than passing. I think that continued apace. It was fucking crazy. But that ties it up. And that's the story of this Pats season, right? Like, they'll get a fucking special teams play or a defensive turnover. Something will fucking happen at one point in a game. And if they can take advantage of it, then they're usually in good stead. And in a game where that led to the only fucking touchdown that the Pats scored, it's obviously a pretty big one. So the rest of the game was just like punt, and then they traded fucking missed field goals at the end of the half, which was pretty funny because it had started getting really swirly. And this is where the weather kicks in, right? Like the weather in the second half. I love a good time lapse. You know that about me, Gaz.
Yes.
I like any sort of time lapse. I don't care. I'm like, fucking cricket pitches being laid. I love a good... When they changed the basketball court back into the hockey rink...
I was going to say that.
Love that shit. And so when they do the time lapse of like the football field, it's like fucking bright sunshine to start the game, and then it's fucking... You can't see shit because it's snowing so much, and it's all white out. And the Pats are wearing these uniforms, the whites, and Romo doesn't know who's got more of an advantage at this point. He's like, well... Denver can see each other, but they can't see the Pats on defense. And then he's like, but Drake May can't see his receivers because they're in white. I'm like, fucking figure this out, Tony. Jesus Christ.
It's really hard on the defense because in the snow, it's really hard to come off blocks and it's really good for your run game. And then the run game for both teams, which is going backwards. You're like,
well...
Great job.
The Pats leaned on the run game in that second half a little bit more, and that's essentially how they just bled the clock out in that fourth quarter. It's kind of what happened last week as well against the Texans and a little bit actually against the Chargers, where they sort of go, we sort of figured out what we can and can't do against you, and here's just a fuck ton of Ramondre Stevenson down your throat, anything like that.
Yeah.
And he did, there was a couple of running first downs where it's like, oh shit, they just got 11 yards. That was awesome. Didn't expect that. And he just kept running, pumping those legs. And the flip side was Denver couldn't just manufacture yardage at all in the snow.
No.
And that's really what it came down to. So the 10-7, without them taking that field goal early on, that becomes the biggest fucking difference of the game because, the Pats kicked the field goal in the third quarter with Borogalis, and that was the game because no one scored after that.
He couldn't. Once the weather turned shit, Stidham couldn't move the ball downfield. They tried to get some pass games going with a few screens and stuff like that, but there were just things that took time to develop, or the Pats weren't giving them room anyway, and it was harder to cut and surprise. It was just nothing that needed time to develop was working for either team. And obviously those field goals, the missed field goals, were killers for both teams.
And the tipped one was the clincher at the... in the fourth quarter, right? It's 10-7. Yeah. They've got really good field position after one of Aussie legend Jeremy Crawshaw's incredible fucking kicks in this game. Basically pins the Pats, and then 3 and out, they fucking punt it. It goes 20 fucking yards. And you're like, oh, God. So we're going overtime. More of this fucking punishment. But we managed to tip the field goal. It goes wide, and essentially we just then hold on for
And that was I think there was about 2 minutes 12 to go when I messaged you congratulations.
Well, that came after the Carlos Gonzalez interception where
that was it. Yeah, that's
Stiddy
right,
sort of just went right, fucking balls on the line, and then you're like, wait, I'm still a backup, and this is swirling ass fucking snow, and Gonzalez read it perfectly.
It's underthrown,
and then boom, Drake May on the 3rd and 6. Foot race to the fucking edge. That finishes the game. Pats the Super Bowl. Chaos. reigns. It was awesome. I'm fucking just hooping and hollering, having a great old time. The Gonzalez interception, I was just like fucking up and about.
Yep.
And then the Drake May sprinting to the pylon, or the down marker, was just like, oh, fucking Jesus. Because I thought he was just gone, and then he just fucking beat them to it. So It was cool. It was awesome. Pats managed to burn enough of the clock in that fourth quarter, running the ball in the snow. It brought up, I mean, Kurt Warner, I think, is the one who's like, you know what? Every team should play in a dome. It's like, shut the fuck up, Kurt Warner. This was awesome. The game was shit. I get it. But that's why you've got the other game, which is like this fucking awesome high-scoring chaos game. This was just gnarly fucking have a crack, play some football, and shut the fuck up, you pansy-ass Kurt Warner.
Well, the difference being, 390 combined yards between these two teams. And in the other game, each team had that by the end of the third quarter.
That's amazing.
So big difference.
I don't know. We'll talk about Stiddy and stuff a little bit in the NRs. But Drake May had 86 yards in the air and 65 yards on the ground. So, but it all mattered, you know, once they got that 3rd and 6 and pack her up, boys, you're in the soupy.
Yep.
Incredible stuff. I was stoked. Couldn't believe it. Still stunned. It was rad. I fucking puckered arsehole the entire game. Just
it was so close. So
brutal.
Close.
The second game, the NFC title. Oh, the other one, Romo, National Football League. So this has long been a bugbear of mine here, Gaz, to the point where I remember sitting in like bars in the States and trying to explain to like American mates of mine. I'm like, just listen to how many times these fucking idiots all say National Football League. And they're like, what are you talking about, Jaymz? I'm like, just listen. And as soon as you point it out to an American, they all fucking lose their mind. They're like, oh my God, he says it all the time. It's like, yeah. They just never even say the NFL. Like, so the National Football League, it's like you're just saying words to let your brain catch up because you're a fucking moron. And this is like it's like a speech writing trick. It's like talking in front of an audience sort of trick, right? Like, elongate stuff to give your brain time to catch up to what you're going to say next. And Collinsworth does it all the time. Romo does it all the time. And it's just this weird fucking crutch. And if you watch like any, the halftime shows, the pregame shows, in the National Football League, it's like, yeah, we fucking get the National. And it became a running joke with mates of mine. It's like, every time it's like, oh, in the National Football League. I always think he was the other one. It's like, no, the National Football League. So now it's this fucking running joke between a bunch of mates of mine still over there. And when Romo kept dropping it, a flood of messages have come through on the group chat. I'm like, I'm so glad that I've set something off over there to a degree. It was awesome. Anyway, the second game, Rams 27, Seahawks 31. This is a little bit different, Gaz. A little bit different. Still came down to the wire as well, though. Kind of surprisingly, because it all turned... I think it was the final Rams touchdown where I think one of the squids was probably, I think the baby squid was beating the shit out of the older one. And I've had to go sort them out or something, came back and they'd scored. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And it was that insane 3rd down stop, taunting penalty. And I'm like, oh my God, how did that happen?
If
Let's
you
them
lose
back
that,
in the game.
Fuck. Like, yeah, that was an amazing stop. And just completely unnecessary.
Very funny.
Who was
stuff.
it? Was it Woolen?
It was Woolen. So absolutely hilarious stuff. 15 yards after the 3rd and 12 incompletion, and boom, off they go. But it was a really fun game. And Seattle, by the end of the first half, you're like, oh God, what? It was like 17-13. And you're like, okay. Oh. And then by the time the Rams score a couple of times, and you're like, oh shit, we're going back and forth then. That's pretty fucking cool. Darnold had a couple of sketchy moments, especially in that second half. Stafford had a couple of little like LOs. But, I mean, between Kyron Williams and Kenneth Walker, you had like these sort of bashing fucking runs, and then on the other side you had Puka versus JSN, and it was just off its head. Like, it was like, hey, who's going to be the best receiver in the fucking league right now? It's like, oh, I'll do it. It's like, no, I'll do it. 153 for JSN, 165 for Puka. Get fucked.
But also,
awesome.
I know you mentioned that they both had a couple of sketchy moments, but ultimately, I was watching this quarterback play going, oh my fucking God, both of them were just hitting receivers in stride or dropping it just over a defender's head where only, I think it was the Adams one. There was an Adams one down the sideline that Stafford just dropped it over, and I'm like, oh, that was fucking pretty. And the same with there was the one to Puka that was where he was surrounded by like 4 defenders. And then the Darnold touchdown to his tight end in the end zone with pressure in his face on the move. And you're like, fucking hell! All right, these guys are. We didn't get playoff Darnold, right? We got an actual fucking classic game.
The Rashid Shaheed completion down the right sideline was really early on was absolutely massive because it's like, oh yeah, confidence booster. This is an absolute fucking dime. And everything else to JSN was unreal. JSN had the one-handed catch falling out of bounds. Absolutely unreal. So 3 touchdowns each, 0 interceptions. And it was just absolutely fucking back and forth champagne football, if you will. The weird one was there was a couple of fumbles, but the only one that lost it was the special teamer for the Rams, right? The punt returner.
Once again, right? All season, it's been their special teams, whether it be kicking or whatever. And, their season was lost based on a punt return fumble where they ended up in the second half having Kyron Williams back there returning punts, who doesn't return punts, but at least he's got safe hands.
Yeah, at least he's not lying on the ground trying to catch it and go, I don't know where the ball is. Because I think that's usually a pretty bad position to be in when that happens.
Yeah.
There was a weird moment where they didn't review, was it the Cooper Kupp catch on a 3rd down, right, where he's sort of falling backwards and throwing the ball over his shoulder. And the ref's like, no, don't review that to Sean McVay. And they don't. And it's like, we talked about this last week. There's nothing cooler as a fan if you lose than having screenshots, still frames, where it's like you can just go, see. I love that because you have the still frame of like where Kupp's shoulder hits the ground and where the ball is. It's like, he's short. It's like, well, fucking review it. You have you can do the challenge. Off you go. And you didn't. So sort of sucked in a little bit, but this was back and forth, and it was really, really entertaining. After Seattle scored the first touchdown, I think their next drive, they sort of stalled out a little bit towards the end. So they ended up on, their 9, and they had to kick the field goal. And you're like, oh. And it was just that sort of moment where you're like, this is going to be a pretty fucking awesome, like, just have a crack sort of game. And that's exactly what happened. Like, it was the Devontae Adams stuff. It was the JSN stuff. Puka just muscling dudes out of the road. And sort of McVay looking a little bit confused at times. The Seattle defense playing pretty well. The Rams defense playing pretty well. And most of the time...
Dude, what's his name? Wari? Like, he was like the rookie. They tried to... It was almost like they were picking on him. He had 2 pass breakups back-to-back. One on Puka, one on Adams that were just fucking awesome. He was wearing them like a glove. It was awesome.
I love that Kupp got a touchdown against his old team. Yeah. That sort of felt like it was like, ooh, look out. And I remember saying to the Squids, I'm like, all right, if they score the next touchdown, I'm going to take the iPad and I'm going to put it next to the pool, and we're just going to get in the pool now. They didn't, because that was their next 3 and out when the fucking flag came out and they got pinged, and I think then they hit the touchdown on the next play, right? So, suddenly it's a fucking super close game again. You're like, Jesus Christ, what is going on here? And it was just wild entertaining. It could not have been a more different game from the early one. And
no, I enjoyed watching this one.
Yeah, that's it. But my thing is, I'm just sitting here the entire time going, fuck, both these teams are going to kill us. Like, I don't care which one it is. Like, we're going to.
My message to you was, unfortunately for the Pats, you have to play a team with an offense in 2 weeks' time. Well, you look at what happened with, look what you've run into with CJ Stroud.
Oh, come on. Do I have to whip out?
Backup quarterback.
Do I have to whip out my stats about how this is the toughest actual road to a Super Bowl in the history of the NFL, guys?
Yeah. It's probably probably for our
three top 5 defenses. No one else has done that on the way to a Soupy in the playoffs. So,
unfortunately, they've always been matched with a fucking non-existent offense. So
Herb's is pretty good. CJ Stroud was the second coming, and if you listen to Chris Collinsworth last week,
that's true.
Jarrett Stidham not only had the biggest schlong in the fucking planet, but he was also the greatest dude to like walk the earth since Jesus, and was also had a fucking bazooka for a fucking right arm. I was going to say actually earlier about that. That Denver game 100% felt like the classic. We've got the first 15 offensive plays memorized, and we're rolling them out. And then once it goes after that, it all goes a bit to shit, and that's kind of how it went, I reckon. But I don't know. There's the 2 games. It was awesome. The Seahawks sort of holding on as they sort of like crunched the clock late. They sort of just killed it in the fourth quarter on 2 separate possessions that took like 9 minutes basically away from the Rams. And the Rams just couldn't quite get it over the hump. And like that 4th down stand they had on the second last Rams possession, there wasn't like the 25 seconds left in the game one. The way they forced that, you're like, yeah, that's the Seahawks defense. Like, this is the most balanced team we've seen all year, right? Like a really good offense with Darnold, with JSN, with Kenny Walker. And then you've got this defense, which is fucking terrifying. Whereas the Rams, their offense has been explosive as fuck at times, but their defense has also just had a couple of squirrely moments. And again, this is kind of what happened, right? Like all the way through these playoffs, the Rams gave up enough points that had put enough pressure on their offense that they had to catch up, that they had to keep doing this sort of shit to the point where they gave up 31 to the Panthers. They just squeaked by the Bears in a chaos, fucking freezing cold ass game where they let the Bears score 17, they managed 20, and then they gave up another, 31 to the Seahawks. So you can sort of see that this sort of balanced out. And I guess that leads into the first year. Is Pats Seahawks the best matchup that we could have had of these 4 remaining teams? What do you reckon?
I think of the 4 remaining, makes sense. And look, to be honest, it's who we both picked. You guys didn't cover, right? It was 3.5 in the end.
It's 3.5 in the end, so the Pats just didn't cover.
Yeah. So, but look, in terms of the teams head-to-head of those final 4, don't get me wrong, I think either, it couldn't be Stidham. It's the love story, the drama of the backup quarterback, underdog for the the non-fans of any team. But really, in terms of a quality game, you want teams at full strength and or as close to as you can in this part of an NFL season. Rams still would have been good, but I think the narrative, I'm already sick of it. The amount of screenshots that I've seen of the 2014-15 Super Bowl, like if the Seahawks the fans are going to be all about, but we beat them on the last play, it's just going to be poetic justice, Jim. It's going to be poetic justice.
I don't think it's poetic justice. Like you got intercepted by Malcolm Butler.
Oh, no. They're going to. I get it.
You idiot Seahawks fans, just run the fucking ball. You fucked up. Pete Carroll fucked up. It's not like we didn't somehow steal this game. Malcolm Butler read the play and fucking jumped it. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I still remember just like literally fucking screaming my head off as that happened, thinking that it had been caught by the Seahawks, then realizing the Butler had actually caught it and just like losing my fucking mind. It was awesome. But I guess with all this in mind, so Sean Payton came out and was like, I don't know, probably should have kicked that field goal. So I'll put it to you, Kat. Should Sean Payton have kicked that field goal?
I think my thing about this is everyone knew the weather that was coming.
Yep.
So I get the point where you're like, let's push this hard in that first half because any sort of points and yards are going to be hard to come by in the second half. And you roll the dice in a playoff game and hope you're the one going in with the lead rather than, at least being equal. But the pressure obviously became off you guys when you're playing with the lead, they're absolutely unable to move the ball.
Yep.
They're inexperienced. So if that if that had have come off and the boot was on the other foot and they went in, 14-7 or 14-10 at halftime, like that would have been a very, very much different mentality coming out of the Denver Broncos in the second half.
I think you get to a point, fourth, I'm always like, fucking team, go for it a lot of the time. But your defense is playing that fucking well. The Pats hadn't had a drive go for more than 11 yards at that point.
Yeah.
Right? You go up 10-0. Who the fuck knows what's going to happen? And this is when you're actually able to fucking kick. Because it's like swirling around, snowing, all this sort of shit. So in a game where points are wildly fucking difficult to come by, this is where you have to take some fucking points and put them in your pocket and go, we're up 10-0. Suck my nards. Come at us, bro. And like the Pats, when Borregales kicked that field goal at the start of the third quarter, you're like, all right, I don't know how the fuck we're going to score the rest of this game. Because as it got snowier and snowier and snowier, Evan Washburn, like on the sidelines, turning into fucking Jack Frost, was pretty funny with his hair. It was like, this is bad. And like the Patriots trying desperately to score points at the end of the third quarter, Borregales misses that one. And you're like, this is really fucking difficult, like conditions to like score any points. So I feel like if they're there on offer early, take them. I get maybe you score 14, but at the same time, be up 10. Just I'll do that. I think in that position, just it was one of those games, and we see this time and time again when it's really fucking difficult to score. Take the points, shut the fuck up, and just you'll probably win the game because you always end up chasing points later on, and you end up fucking yourself. So anyway, Stiddy, were you impressed? Should he get a gig somewhere? What do you reckon? Yeah, nah. I'm not gonna take that from a game like that. I mean, we're talking. It was an impossible task to look good in that environment, right? Even if he'd ground it out, it was never going to be a game for the ages. 133 yards, just over 50% completion rate. Nothing seemed to go further than a couple of yards past the line of scrimmage. After that first quarter, you had that drive, as you said, the old Sean Payton. That's where I first learned about scripting, when like Drew Brees used to talk about it in the Saints days about, we're going to have these players going to be hard and fixed. This is how we're going to run. We're going to get a vibe for their defense, and then that allows Sean to call what he calls. So I don't think you can make any assumptions or any judgment calls on Sid, except to say that he stood up and gave it a fucking crack, and not throwing a regular season pass, let alone a playoff pass for 2 years, or throwing a pass in the NFL for 2 years. And there, like you felt for him at the end of the game when he was having cramping issues and things like that, going, oh yeah, you're playing in altitude with more football than you've played in 2 years, plus you're it's to go to the Super Bowl. Like, yeah, it was just a big moment coming down on him, right? I did enjoy that. It's like, cramping? What are you really doing out there as the QB? Yeah. Rams. I mean, so we're going to talk a shit ton, obviously, about the Pats and the Seahawks next week on next week's show. I mean, the Rams, I feel like they just blew an awesome shot, right? Like, get through this. Like, who knows what Stafford will do next year if he plays on, if he doesn't, like, whatever. We didn't even know he was going to fucking play this year. And then he came out and, like, he's probably going to win the MVP. If you listen to Tom Brady, he already has won it, which, again...
presumptive MVP.
So weird. Tom, fuck. I get it, bro, but Jesus. Did the Rams just blow their best shot at winning a soupy with Stafford and McVay? Again.
Well, you'd think so, but it all depends on how long Stafford's going to play for, obviously. But, 2 years ago, we were saying they were done because their defense was rubbish, and then all of a sudden they drafted really well. Guys like Jared Verse and all those guys came on, and Fisk and all that sort of shit. And so all of a sudden they've got a very young, solid defense. It has been sketchy at times, allowing a lot of points by some average teams to be put up. And you do have, two very, very high quality receivers, potential offensive player of the year, as well as your MVP. But you're right. The window is definitely fucking closing on his career. And what do they do after that? Right. It was a massive chance, because the last couple of playoffs, like last year, they got knocked out by us. This year, they seem to be knocked out by the strongest team in the NFC each year. Just so happens to be that, they ran into the Seahawks, the buzzsaw of the Seahawks. They did a really fucking good job. I thought the Seahawks were going to, particularly in that first half, but was going to turn it on a lot harder, and it was going to be a lot wider differential, but they kept it close.
Yeah.
Stafford played like off his fucking head. It was good.
It's weird because I feel like coming into this year, we all had like weirdly tempered expectations about them, right? Because of the Stafford back stuff, all this sort of shit.
Yeah.
If he plays on, I think they've got like another year or two where they're like, we'll be all right. But this is such a fucking huge opportunity. Like, just get past the Seahawks and you're going to be favorites in the Soupy. You probably kick the fuck out of the Pats. Like, your revenge fucking 7 years ago. And instead, it's the Seahawks now there with a really good chance at, revenge from, 10 years ago, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
and the thing is now, the Rams' decision, do they, they got 2 first rounders this year coming up with Falcons. Do they start to look towards Stafford's replacement? Do a Jordan Love and have someone sit behind.
Make sure that fucking secondary can stop anybody once.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah.
Just a safety or a cornerback. Just get 2 of them. Fuck. I don't know. I don't know. I reckon we'll just do some good blokes of the week. Because, I was like, we can do a raft of them next week where we sort of like can look to the other teams, Rams and stuff. I think a little bit more will probably come out in the wash from Denver as well. But good bloke of the week. Who are we going to buy a beer? I got a couple here. Leonard Taylor. He's the bloke who tipped the Lutz field goal kick in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. After Borogalis had missed the 46-yarder, going that same way, which was like the way you wanted to be kicking with the wind and with the snow, but as it's swirling around, it's always a bit fucky. So he misses his, and then Lutz misses, and I'm like, are you fucking serious? I can't believe he's missed it. And then it comes out that someone's tipped it, and it's Leonard Taylor, who was off the practice squad this week, and former Jet. Pretty happy with this. Just got a hand up there, saves the game. Buy him a beer. Vrabes obviously gets a beer. I enjoyed that because Vrabes came in. I always love Vrabes. The man who ended the Brady Belichick dynasty and now has a potential to switch over to a new Vrabes and Drake dynasty. I'm kind of here for it. It's not a dynasty until you win a couple of Soupies, though. So I'm just saying. Yeah. But, at least we're pointing in the right direction. So I'm happy with that. On your Vrabes. But back-to-back 4-win seasons, watching football as a Pats fan had just gotten to this point where it's like, this just again, make me feel something. And fucking hell, this team this year's been awesome. Stephon Diggs, first time he's made it to a Super as well.
That was going to be on my list. Well, actually, I was going to preempt before I got to Stephon Diggs. I was going to say Cardi B. Cardi B's announcement that we're going to the Super Bowl.
Love it.
But yeah, Stephon Diggs.
But Diggs was like the last dude out there on the field watching KC celebrate a couple of years ago when they beat them in the AFC title game, right? And it's just like, he made it, and that's awesome. And then that sort of then goes to Drake May because he's in the Super Bowl before Josh Allen, which is also funny.
But it also goes, it goes back to the Vikings days, right? How close he came around there, right? Where there was one against us. And there was another one where, he was the one who made that pass against, caught that pass at the very end of the game against the Saints, raced in there. So he's had some awesome plays. He's been a pain in the dick on a couple of his teams and got his way out of there. But to finally make it to a Super Bowl is pretty awesome.
And the flip side is Devontae Adams, who hasn't made a Soupy because he's 0-5 in title games now, which is
Holy shit.
Fucking brutal. You think about all the times in Green Bay, and then another one right now. You're like, dude, that is just fucking tough.
That's brutal.
So, for the guy called
the same as Moss. Never, Randy Moss never had never won one because his best chance was an undefeated season with you guys.
Yeah, at least he made a soupy though. Like Devontae
Adams,
make
one.
Didn't make it. So
the other one, one more for me is DeMarcus Lawrence, and I mentioned this last week. Copped a lot of grief in the off season when he signed away from the Cowboys and said, I'm never going to win a title here with Jerry. So he went and signed with Seattle and copped a lot of fucking flack for it. And now he's been proven right. And he's not a passenger. Like, he had a fucking awesome sack this week. He's been showing up really strong for them. And then obviously, we have to chuck one out there for Darnold, who was, was told that he fucking, after they shipped him off from the Vikings, after he shit the bed in the playoffs, the Vikings have gone backwards after 14 wins a year. He steps in, gets rid of a few demons, and now all of a sudden, after a shit start to his career because he's unfortunately drafted by the Jets, he's now find himself in a soupy and going to go into the soupy as a favourite.
Just don't get mono, Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Who knows what would happen otherwise, but yeah, that's awesome. Darnold, I mean, he's still that beard. I don't know, but he's got a weird fucking face on him. He's just got a really strange face. But so does Drake May, because Drake May, again, he's got the 1950s coal miner looking face, but baby faced. It's very fucking strange. They just some weird looking cats. Old mate, no mates. Xavier Smith. We mentioned him before. Rams special team has been a big bugbear for them all season, and not great. Drop the ball, laying on his back. Don't know what you're doing. Just let the ball go at that point if you've lost it. Just don't touch it. And then obviously Tariq Woolen for the taunting on the third down that then led directly to the touchdown. That was brutal. He's like yelling at his teammates and shit after that as well. It's a fucking crazy game. But at the same time, what are we doing? That is, in this fucking time, in this moment, really 15 fucking yards on a third down for saying some
mean... It was third and 10, so it got to fourth and 11, it would have been.
And he said some mean words. And we're going to give them 15
Don't get me wrong, it was pretty fucking dumb. He skipped down the sidelines.
He went into their sidelines.
At their bench. Yeah, at their bench. It wasn't just like standing, like the ones where you've stood over a player, which is fucking rubbish. He was actually yelling at their sidelines. So I kind of get it.
At the same time.
It's still a stupid rule.
As you sort of see, like no kids at home are like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. He's not rubbing his nuts on the fucking receiver's head. Like, what are we doing here? Like, it's insane. And my final old mate, no mates, Terry Pagula. Now, this has been a Bills saga this week. And it's like, the Bills have just never stopped Billsing. I like this. This is fun. With them in my division, nothing makes me happier. Actually, I've got another one for the in-division vibes. But Terry Pagula go, we definitely... We had a process behind sacking Sean McDermott. And he's like, the process was we lost that game. And then came out, I was like, no, it's not just because we lost that. It's like, what? But you just said that was why, oh my fucking God. He had back-to-back.
Then it got added to when they asked Bean why they lost the game, and he stepped in and said, it was because of the ref's play call. That was definitely a catch. Well, hang on. How are you blaming Sean McDermott and firing him based on that, which is exactly what you said?
So the refs fired Sean McDermott is what I assume here. Like, the Bills never ever underestimate the ineptitude of like really fucky franchises and like good coaching and like management sort of just shielding the rest of that sort of shit from like everything else. That's a classic example of that. also put me in mind of like watching Bob Kraft up there like slur. Hey, it's really good that we're back up here. Gonna go get a wristy. It's like, oh fuck, Dad's talking a bit fucking janky here. Another good bloke actually I wanted to throw in there was Adam Vinatieri, which was awesome to see him on the sidelines because it also stark relief like how hard it is kicking in fucking weather, and he famously against the Raiders fucking kicked the game, the field goal and one of the snow games. Amazing stuff. But also, old mate, no mates, if you're a Dolphins fan, don't go on the internet. It's just
they're not enjoying a good time.
Rough day. I think it's 10 Pats Super Bowl appearances since the Dolphins last won a playoff game.
Wow.
That's a lot. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. Outback Takehouse, unless you got any other old mate, no mates there, Gaz.
Nah. You've pretty much ticked the major boxes.
Oh, it's very simple, old mate. Outback Takehouse is like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they just did this though. It's Monday at Outback. You know what that means? Oh yeah, it's our Monday special. 4 for 1 TGIF Monday cans of Foster's Lager. The cans the size of your fucking head. We're going to get rid of some of them this week, so get stuck in. It's the Aussie beer for drinking, and it's only at Outback. Today's Flame Grilled take is quite simply, Roger Goodell jumped in the old dog and bone and went, we're not having fucking Jarrett Stidham in the fucking soupy. What are you doing? Give it to Bob Kraft. He's paid his penance. Only at Outback. It almost, like at times, the Jared Mayo reign of terror last year felt like Goodell had been like, so you have to, once you have to fire Belichick and you have to hire Jared Mayo, or else we'll rig up some other bullshit charges like we always do to try and fuck you, Patriots, because you're too good. So take this couple of years in the wilderness and then you can do what you want. Got to get my home some shine. Fuck off. Bob Kraft is finally going, all right, we done? All right, I've got Vrabes, I've got Drake May, suck my dick, bang. Off they went. So pretty happy with that. But the Stidham one, like halfway through that game, I'm like, I don't know, like, even if it's not my team on the other side, I really don't want to see Stidham in the fucking soupy. It's just...
That wouldn't be great.
Wouldn't be great. Like, the Pats aren't very good anyway. As I said, they've beaten 3 of the top 5 defenses so far. Probably leads us pretty nicely into a bit of a preview after the Aussie Battler of the Week. We've still got Dicko, Mick Dixon. Crawshaw's punting was absolutely awesome, and you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
A good punter can make such a fucking good, like, big difference in a game. And he was incredible. He did his job fucking perfectly well. But what do you reckon? Who's going to be, how much of the Seahawks going to be favourite by, Gaz? Before I haven't looked at this yet. I have no idea. So I'm going to turn my eyes in 2 seconds and sort of see. So what do you reckon it's going to be?
I reckon it's going to be 4 or 5.
Yeah, I'd probably say 4.5. Hey, nailed it. Fuck, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I would have thought it'd be actually maybe a little bit more conservative, maybe 3.5, but fuck, that was good. Seahawks, 4.5 point favourites in Levi's Stadium in 2 weeks' time. So, first blush vibes, Gaz. What do you reckon?
Oh, my first blush is Seahawks.
Yeah,
I need to see more from. I'm not going to have an opportunity to, but I haven't really seen much of your offense in the last couple of weeks. Obviously, there's been some pretty awesome defenses that you've faced and all that sort of stuff. But the Seahawks seem to be the more complete team right now.
They do. And I think, watching that Rams-Seahawks game, I'm just like, come on, man. We're going to get killed by either of these fucking teams. I don't know, though. Yeah. Like, I'll take my plus 4.5 for the minute.
Yep.
Because I love my team.
There you go.
And you're in apparently war-torn Brisbane there. There you go.
Yeah. I don't know. Something's going down. South Central Brisbane. Yeah.
Not bad. Right. Well, was there anything else you wanted to hit on before we? I don't know. We'll come back next week.
Let's wrap her up. I'm gonna have some drinks, and then we'll be. I'll be back in the hometown of Melbourne next week for a bit of a proper preview.
Nice one. All right. Well, I guess that'll do us for the Championship Week wrap show. And the Pats are in the Super Bowl. Get fucked. This is awesome. In the meantime, follow us on Facey, Twitter, IG, TikTok, YouTube, all the good stuff, of course. Thank us a rating review on your podcast app. If you haven't done that already, what are you doing? That's just dickhead material. Come on. Help your mates Gaz and Jimmy out a bit. Big thanks always go to House Hats for the intro and outro song. They rule. You can get around. Jim does Supercoach and NBA Straya as well, the other shows that we've got. But most of all, and most importantly, Gaz, what are we doing on Super Bowl?
We are at the Catfish. As always, we're not doing the live stream. We're just going to do a little bit of a pre-show, and then we're going to sit down, and I'm just going to whisper sweet, annoying nothings into your ear and annoy the shit out of you for 3.5 hours while you stress the fuck out. There's $10 pints, $10 screwball shots, highballs, a whole box and dice. Sparrows are going to have some cheesesteak specials. Obviously, Sparrows cheesesteaks, as always. On the day, I don't know what they are yet, but they'll be announced soon. It's going to be a cracker, as always.
And I don't have to stay sober to go to the NBL Awards this year. So
that is true. You don't have to go to the NBL Awards.
Yeah, I don't have a black tie event the same fucking night as the Super Bowl party. So yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm excited. Nice. I mean, having put you through hell the last 2 of the last 3 years has been very fun. I don't like my chances so much. I'm taking the Pats plus 4.5 right now, but at the same time, I don't like our ideas here of winning. But still, we'll have a good time. It'll be great. So I think doors are 8:30?
8:30.
8:30 at the Catfish in Fitzroy in Melbourne. So if you're going to come say good day to your mates Gaz and Jimmy. We'll be hanging out, drinking a million tins, watching the football, talking some shit. So that'll be good.
Exactly. Awesome.
Anything else you want to plug there, Gaz?
No, that's it. That's my week. I'm in Brisbane. And then I'm back in Melbourne, and then I'm not.
And then next week we'll do the massive Super Bowl preview show, which we usually do, where we'll sort of basically come up with a bunch of our best picks, all the stuff that we want to talk about, things to keep an eye on, some super nahs, and all the good stuff. So it's very fun, but I can't believe the Pats are here. It's the first time we'll actually have been doing the Super Bowl party at the Catfish where the Pats have made it. So that's pretty fun.
That's true.
Anyway, all right, we'll catch you in a bit, you dickheads. Go Pats!
See yous.
Later, Jose.